My name is Donna Lord, and I am currently 74 years old, and I did 30 years in prison.
My name is Murray Wilson. I'm a resident of Gainesville, Florida. And I worked as a cook for a while, and times got hard, and I was trying to make it on my own. And I started getting into devilment, bad things, and getting into trouble with the law.
My name is Mary Ann Van Dongen. My maiden name is Smith. I am 57 years old, and I did 27 years and 30 days in prison.
My name is Lee Scott. I'm 46, lifelong Gainesville resident. I'm the Community Engagement Director for a large low barrier homeless shelter, Grace Marketplace. My wife passed away on our 5th wedding anniversary, which kind of led to some mental health issues and then ultimately incarceration.
My name is Captain Scott. I just turned 49, and I am the Program Director of Just Income. So yeah, I was incarcerated for about 3.5 years in Florida Department of Corrections, so here in Florida, and I have been home for almost 8 years now.
My name is Emily Westerholm. I'm 49 years old, and I am the founder and executive director of Released. We are a nonprofit reentry program here in Gainesville. When I was 22, I was briefly incarcerated. And then I was on probation for a year afterwards. And that experience stayed with me. Being
incarcerated, most people, maybe if you haven't experienced this, might not realize that it's very expensive for one. It's hard to find a job, it's hard to find a place to live. You also tend to have, most people have court fees, probation fees, maybe there's an ankle monitor, classes, drug testing, all these things that you are expected to pay for. And if you can't make those payments, they'll actually re-incarcerate you for not having enough money. You're already not on a level playing field. Like you come out like in a hole, like there's like many, many hurdles. And then like there's that whole other extra set of debt. So you have like less opportunities for stability and an extraordinary amount of expectations.
Maybe I was home about a couple months after I gotten out on probation. And I was really concerned about that because I was like, how I'm gonna pay my probation costs. I can't pay nothing if I get a job. And it was a big struggle in me though, because I was not used to, living without. I don't like that feeling of living without, so I would always, go get a job, try to work it, maintain as much as I could, or either go out and commit some type of theft crime to get what I needed. So time went on, and I was home one day in my room, I was laying there, and I get a phone call, and she says, can I speak to Murray? And I goes, yeah, this is Murray. And she says, this is the killer. I'm calling you from a community screen, Just Income, and I want to let you know that your name got selected for the free income. And I was just like, just bust out crying. Like, I was just like, I don't know if I was happy or sad, but it was something. I was touched. It was more like a touch.
In our pilot year, there was 115 recipients. Each person received $1,000 the first month, and then $600 a month for the next 11 months after that. The money is no strings attached. The recipients can use the money for whatever they want. It had better mental health outcomes than Prozac. It makes people feel good. People have like ease. People can take a breath. Some of our recipients said, like, I was able to stop living in a place of crisis and start living from a place of power.
Just made it easier for me to feel good about staying out of trouble.
I got doors slammed in my face a lot. There were a lot of people that said, I'm sorry, due to your domestic violence charge, we can't give you a job. It's like, I did the time, I paid the price, I did what the courts told me to do, but I'm still being prosecuted. I'm still being persecuted. So I got a job finally working in Lucky's Market, making $10 an hour, working part-time. And part of the way that I got that job was I asked the man who was interviewing me if he was the same person he was 27 years earlier. And he said, oh, thank God, no. And I said, then why does everybody think I'm the same person I was 27 years ago? I said, I just need one person to give me one chance, and I promise, I won't disappoint you, but I just need that chance from one person. And about a week later, I was in Lucky's, and he saw me across the store, and he said, corporate said yes. Do you want to work for us? And it was like the happiest day of my life after besides being released from prison, that was the happiest day of my life.
The more comorbidities, the more intersectionality you face, the harder it is to get you housed. Let's say this is the amount of apartments you can afford, this is the amount that's available, this is the amount that's going to rent to you based on your justice issues. People coming home are forced to return to toxic relationships, toxic neighborhoods, come to a shelter, rather than come home and be by yourself in a safe, healthy environment. If you're worried about where you're going to sleep and where you're going to get fed and all that kind of stuff, then everything becomes that much more magnified. So I think housing is the most important thing, because if we don't get people in a safe environment, we're just setting them up to fail again.
The biggest thing is trying to get some kind of assistance when you get out, because you don't know where you go and you don't know what to do, you don't know who to see. They'll tell you about resources, but nobody knows where to find the resources.
A Reentry program really needs to be ready to answer all of those questions and direct people, making sure that everybody is educated on what they need to do to stay out. 1 out of 8 Floridians is impacted by incarceration. So the more people talk about it, hopefully it's going to improve and shift these systems. I know the system's really broken, and if I can give people just a little bit of hope that's genuine, and reduce stigma and let them know that they're seen and that someone cares, then it's worth it for me.